Hello, hello, hello. So I want to go through a quick, it's kind of an experiment slash tutorial. Here I lined up Variations 1K, the mod we did our show on. I put the purple Narcissus glass version underneath, and I put the dark, almost black elven version underneath that, so that we would get these two specialized versions. Then I put this armor replacer down here. Now this is Beautiful Mistress Complete, but it doesn't really completely overhaul everything in the game. It does list some things up here that it changes, and not all of these, like Nightingale, are even changed by this. So we're going to find some things that work for us and some things that don't, okay? But we want to look and just give you an idea that if you line things up logically, then some of the variations will still come through, even though you're using a replacer down here. Now, if you're using something that completely overhauls and replaces everything, textures and meshes and everything, then there's no point in having these, because they will not be able to show through. But since some replacers really just affect meshes, like this really just affects meshes, it should be fine. Some of this variation, texture, and color should come through. So that's why I call it an experiment and a tutorial at the same time. Now here she's just wearing the same old ancient Falmer thing. Okay, and obviously it's still got the variations, sleeves and mesh and all that business. So let's just move on. We're going to drop the boots, the cuirass, and the gauntlets. You can see she's just in her little UNP body. Let's come down to one of the ones. Is the blade's cuirass changed? No, that's okay. Let's come on down. Trying to remember. I know, it's funny. Oh, we should look at the glass or the elven, probably. Let's go down and see if we can look at one of those. I don't think Daedric is affected by the Beautiful Mistress thing, so I'm not even going to look at that. If I remember correctly, it's not. Now, the Dragon Plate, it looks like it is affected. Now, you notice it has the mesh. Let's put the boots and the gauntlets on just so it'll look a little better. It has the mesh of Beautiful Mistress, but that coloring, that is not vanilla coloring. That is the coloring from Variations. You also notice we have heels, and we're not clipping into the floor. Okay? So just pointing that out to you, not really trying to be mean, but just showing you. Oh, I made her skip again. When I don't move right, I guess that animation isn't exactly right, because she does tend to skip a lot. That's all right. I'll switch that out. Nonetheless, another one should be the Dragon Scale. Oh, wait. Dragon Scale was not affected by Variations. If I remember right, this is still the vanilla texture. So, okay. But that's fine. Let's move on. I don't think Dwarven is affected. Ebony is affected. So let's look at Ebony. I don't think Variations affected Ebony a lot. I think I can tell some difference, but not a lot. Let's see if the mail looks significantly different. No, not really. It doesn't. Okay. That's all right. Not everything is going to come through and look marvelous and wonderful. It's going to vary from item to item depending on how they did it. The elven stuff looks absolutely beautiful. Look at the black, almost black, elven armor. I really like this version of the elven armor, even if it's not in this shape. I just mean this color is really great. It looks good on her, though. That looks pretty good. So that's the elven, and it should affect, yeah, it looks like it will affect all the elvens. I'm not sure about this light armor. Yeah, it affected that too. Really nice, really nice. It's not always going to work. It's not 100%, But a lot of times you can get this to carry down through. Again, it depends on how the items are made, though. I cannot guarantee that this is going to happen all the time. Sometimes it'll work for you, and sometimes it won't. Now, let's see. Let's come down to another one that I know is Forsworn changed? It is changed by the Beautiful Mistress. You can see the different mesh. And I'm not sure if the coloring is changed. It looks a little darker than normal, so... And that's usually what Variations does. It usually darkens them up, and it does. That works. That alone does make things look a lot better. Is this any different? No, that's the same. So we're going to move on. I didn't really expect it to be different. I don't think this will be different. No. So, okay, glass armor. Now, glass, hopefully, will be the Narcissus, the purple. Oh, I'm not sure if it's working. Let's see. Did I get... Well, I thought it would be more purple. Maybe it's more green and black. Yeah, maybe. Nonetheless, it's working. Every piece of it is colored, and it looks good. I thought it would be more purple, but it looks kind of green and black. That's great, though. I don't mind that at all. Okay, so that looks really, really nice. And look, the shield, let's see if it's, yeah, the shield is affected. The shield looks kind of battered and grayish, though, doesn't it? Interesting. Not necessarily bad, just interesting. So let's move on. Let's see, is hide armor? I don't remember hide armor really being affected. I think some of the steel and things like that are affected. Let's come down. Is this affected? I don't think it is. No. Let's go on down. I don't think leather is affected. I'm going to take a quick look, though. No. I didn't think so. It's hard to remember everything that it affects. It's not perfect. The Beautiful Mistress does not cover everything, but it covers a lot of stuff. I don't think it covers that either. Let's move on. It does cover the Orcish, but now I don't think the Orcish was changed by Variations, so I think that's pretty standard fare right there as far as the coloring goes. I don't think that's changed. No. Alright, so let's move on down. I think I'm looking mainly for steel at this. Well, there is Savior's Hide. This should be affected. Yeah, this is affected by Beautiful Mistress. And I think the coloring is about the same. I couldn't tell much difference even when we were looking at Variations. I think scaled is okay. Let's come down to the steel. I think that's where we're going to see our... There's no changes here on these that I remember. I think we'll see, yeah, we'll see some difference in the steel armor. We'll do the cuffed boots and the Nordic gauntlets because those tend to go together better. See the coloring, the dark, that's really nice. So the Variations is coloring that. It's coming through and giving that darker color, which looks really good. You know, if you want to mix and match some things, it takes some work, it takes some testing. You just have to try things. And yeah, sometimes when you try things, you get into trouble. So make sure you save your game before you try it, because you could easily end up crashing your game depending on what you're trying to do. But here, usually the armors and weapons are a little more forgiving because you're just replacing those meshes and those textures, and it's not as big a deal. So we got all that. Let's see, do we have anything? I don't think this is affected at all. No, let's go back. I don't think there's anything else I have that I can really show you. Let's see, that's still... Wait, did we change? Let's take a look at this. I don't think this has changed. No, it's not. Okay. I don't think Sun's armor changes. No. And I don't think that any of these robes change with Beautiful Mistress. I think they stay the same. Yeah, they stay the same. And the vampire armor reverts back to the variations because that's what we're using. So it's still the variation. So only on the ones that are affected by the Beautiful Mistress do you get the new mesh, the new shape, and you get the different coloring. So it works really well when it works. It's not always going to work. It's not going to be 100%, and it's not going to work with every armor replacer as easily as it does with this one. This armor replacer is really just small about changing meshes, and it doesn't change textures. So whatever textures you use, it's going to adapt. So that's the difference here. But it is something you can play around with and do and try it out. I know that some of the textures will bleed through into some of the other armor replacers. But again, like I say, it's not a perfect match. It's not always going to work. I'm really pleased that it does here, though, because I really like that dark elven. So we might be seeing more of that in the future. We could see one of my people run around in something like that. That would be fun. I have always liked that. Really, I always thought the elven looked kind of goofy because it was too bright and brassy looking, and I really like this this dark variation. If I can ever get back up there to it, I'm slow, I know. Anyway, but I like this variation really good. It looks nice. It's got a good flair to it. And the glass looked good too, but I might try some other versions of the glass. See if I like them better. But this is good. This is pretty nice. Okay. All right. So that's it. That's it for my experiment. Let me just take you back and show you the mods real fast. All right. So these are the mods that we are using. We're using the basic variations 1K. Then I used these special ones, the Narcissus glass and the really dark elven, the alternate. It says alternate elven blades. Okay. So really dark version that I like. And then I used a very simple armor replacer, and it just adds, I'm not saying this correctly, it just replaces the meshes, the shape of the armor. It doesn't, you can tell it's a really small mod. It doesn't contain any textures. It still uses the textures from these mods, which is what you want. These mods are replacing textures, vanilla textures. Now, these mods also do have meshes, but the lowest mesh wins. So this is winning out to create some of these. And this is a very small replacer mod. I've done shows on it before. It's very convenient and easy to use, and I like the fact that it really does just the meshes, and it doesn't really affect your textures at all. So it's really nice in that respect. And then these, I wish these really just had the textures. Just give me the textures. Forget all the other meshes and the weapons. I can get Lean Wolf's better shaped weapons. I don't, I'm not trying to be mean, but I don't need you to include that. But anyway, this is very cool that you can do this, and it's something you can do to add a little extra flair and fun to your game if you're just tired of seeing those same old textures and you want to see something new and different. And remember, in my previous video, I was talking about and showing that there are a lot of these variations mods. S for Zenda was very nice and separated and split out a bunch of them, so you can grab different ones that you want and don't use any you don't want. So it's very nice. I think they really did a good job, even though they do include meshes that I wish they didn't. Other than that, I mean, all this is really very nice. I like the coloring they do, and the options they give you is very good. Okay? All right, I'll quit running on. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later. Would somebody please just get me some clothes? Please, really? Come on, man. Just a shirt, some pants. I'll settle for shorts, a crop top. I don't care. I just would like to not have my innards showing all the time. Please, please. This has been an OwwThatSmarts production.